What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Power Rangers Beast Morphers, episode number 18, titled Crunch Time. Wow, you guys, 2 more episodes left, and we are done with Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This episode was actually a really good one. I really liked this episode. Again, like I've been saying for the last, 2 to 3 weeks now, I am so gonna miss this cast. I'm gonna miss this cast. I'm going to miss this show. Hasbro, you guys have really headed out the park with Beast Morphers. I have to give you guys your kudos. You know, you guys did an amazing job with this season of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. From first season till now, phenomenal job. So I hope that we can continue this momentum going into Power Rangers Dino Fury. But without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and just jump into today's review, shall we? All right, you guys, so the episode opens up. Now, I will say one thing. The Ben and Betty stuff, we didn't really necessarily, I don't think we needed it in the episode. We could have done without it. Definitely could have done without it. I mean, they were teaching people what rock climbing, but then, you know, who was it? I think it was Blaze that returned. Yeah, Blaze actually came into the gym. And they were like, wait a minute, I thought you were going to Japan for, you know, a martial arts competition. And he was like, you know, I saw this part that wasn't cleaned up, you know, by the cleanup crew from a battle with Robo Roxy. So then we see the Rangers, you know, they take the part that they have and they go back to, you know, some of them are going to go to the, you know, the site where they battled with Robo Roxy and defeated her. And then others are going to go back to Grid Battle Force, i.e. Nate and Steel, so that they can see, you know, what they can find out from this part. So we see them in the lab, and we are able, you know, they're able to see, you know, Evox, and they were able to see his plan, what, you know, he was going to do about his new Gigantron that he was going to have Scrozzle create for him. So then, you know, the Rangers get a call from Commander Shaw telling them that there's a Robotron in this city. So, you know, Devin is with Nate and Steel, and he tells them like, hey, you guys continue to work on that, see what you guys can find out about that. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna help, you know, Zoe and Ravi. So then we see Zoe and Ravi. So they show up to intercept the, you know, the Robotron and the Tronics. And, you know, they start fighting with the Robotron and the Tronics, and, you know, the Robotron is actually kind of getting the best of them. So, you know, they're trying to figure out like, where's Devin at? And there's no Devin. So out of nowhere, Blaze shows up and he's like, you know what? I'll help you guys. And then he told him he'll help them until Devin comes. So Devin does arrive, and, you know, he eventually does help the Rangers. They morph and they battle with the Robotron. Now, like I said, Blaze was fighting with them. And it was at this point that I figured something out about Blaze, because he got cut. You know, he got hit with one of the Robotron's blast, or either it was a Tronics. Can't remember. And they were trying to look at his wound. He was like, oh no, I just need to bandage it up. I'm like, no, he doesn't. I'm like, that is Robo Blaze. I figured it out right away. I'm like, that's Robo Blaze. But I was not 100% positive if it was Robo Blaze. So then we see that, you know, the Rangers, they eventually did defeat Railtron. I think that's what his name was. So then, you know, and actually the reason why Devin was late is because Cruz kind of, his directions was bad. So he went the wrong way. And with that happening, Blaze ripped into Cruz, and they were like, whoa, like, what's going on? Like, you don't have to do that. And then, you know, Blaze was telling Devin, like, when it comes down to the team, when I was a Ranger, you know, you have to hold your team accountable, which I agreed with that part. If someone makes a mistake, definitely hold each other accountable, but not to the extent that Blaze is doing. Blaze is just being a jerk and an asshole, pretty much. And, you know, Devin's like, you know what? I agree with you. So Devin, you know, goes in, you know, tells Cruz, you know, he was disappointed in him. I'm like, oh. And you can just see Cruz's, you know, feelings were hurt. I'm like, oh, poor Cruz. So let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Oh, and before we actually go back deeper into the episode, if you guys haven't noticed, I've added some new things to my my wall. I have this this is a Beta Bonder from, you know, Beta Borgs. It actually came in a a Happy Meal when I was a kid. Yeah, it was a Happy Meal. If you know, now the thing I noticed with this Beetle Bonder is it just has, this is Drew and this is Roland, but it doesn't have Joe. Now when you open it, if you guys can see, I don't think you guys can see that. Yeah, there's no way you can see it. But when you open it, there's Roland, Drew, and Joe, and this is them as the Metallics Beetleborgs. And then also, dang it, I have this Morpher that someone gave it to me as a kid. I don't remember who gave it to me, but it's really cool. So it can flip. You can open it up and it flips. So one side is the Tyrannosaurus and then one side is the command center. Because if you guys notice, this is the command center. There's Alpha. This is Alpha. I know you guys can't see that. This is the command center, and then I don't know what this was supposed to be. I never understood it, but yeah. So that's some of the stuff that we've added. Now, back to the show. I just want to show you guys that. So we see at Grid Battle Force that Devin and Blaze, they're training with one another. And then we also see them go to the lab. And when they go to the lab, you know, Nate tells them that he wasn't really able to find out anything more from that part from Robo Roxy, but he has come up with a plan, you know, for Evox. So he gives it to him. But when Blaze reads it, Blaze says, you know what, I have a different plan. And his plan is that, you know, with the Gigadrome, he wants to trap the Gigadrome in the Zord hangar, and he wants to trap Evox as well. And Cruz is like, but that's not gonna work. Like, we can't fight him up close like that. And, you know, Cruz said that, Jack said it, and so did, what is Robbie's Beastbot's name? Smash. So they all agreed with him, but with Devin being the leader of the team, it's gonna fall on Devin. And, you know, Devin actually agreed with Blaze. And I was thinking to myself at that time, I'm like, no one has really figured out that this is not the actual Blaze. I was like, at that point, I had really convinced myself. I'm like, this is not Blaze. This is Robo Blaze. And I feel like this is a plan of Evox. So then we see in the Crystal Dimension, you know, Scrozzle and Evox. Now, Scrozzle and Evox are talking about, you know, his plan. They're talking about, you know, the Gigadrone as well. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that is Robo Blaze, because I'm like, this plan, I'm like, this is gonna backfire somehow, some way. That's what I just kept sitting there and thinking to myself. But let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, and now we're gonna wrap the episode up. Actually, I didn't realize I was at the end of my notes. So back at Grid Battle Force, like I said, they were gonna, you know, the plan was to get the Gigadrone inside of that Zord hangar and trap Evox in a trap. So Nate has, however, created the trap. Now, again, with Ben and Betty, I don't necessarily understand what the importance of them was in the episode, but Ben and Betty got trapped in Evox's trap, and, you know, Nate them had to let them out. Now, when, you know, they called on the, they transported the blasters in there with them, and the blasters were just shooting around, and I was thinking, oh, once Nate them come in, because they came in with Blaze, I'm like, you know, that blast is going to hit him, and it's going to reveal that he's Robo Blaze, but it didn't. So then the Rangers get word that, you know, the Gigadrone is showing up and they go into battle. Now they look at the Gigadrone and I'm like, wow, this is not a normal Gigadrone that we're used to fighting. So the Rangers, you know, they start to battle with Evox and the Gigadrone, and they do eventually manage to get the, you know, the Gigadrone inside of the Zord hangar, and they do eventually destroy the Zord, or maybe Evox destroyed it because it got too hot and it blew up. And in the melee, Cruz, Jax, and Smash, they were all, you know, hurt. More specifically, Cruz was hurt. So, you know, then the Rangers, you know, they look for Evox, and they find Evox, and Evox, you know, they blast him, and then, you know, they transport, I can't remember what those things are called. The things from the very first episode when they transported, you know, the Avatar, Blaze and Roxy to the cyber dimension. I forgot what those things were called. The transporters. Is that what they're called? You guys correct me in the comment section. But the transporters. So they transported Evox into the trap. And I don't know why the Rangers didn't see that was too easy. Because even I saw that. I'm like, that's too easy. Has that ever happened before in Ranger history? Where a monster, where a final, yep, it has. Where the Rangers trapped them, thought they trapped the evil person, the bad guy, but it ended up being a trap. I'm trying to think about which season it was. Which season had they trapped him, only to find out it was a trick? I know in Time Force, Rancic tricked Jen. Rancic tricked Jen in Time Force. Who else? Time Force. I can't think of it. It'll come to me eventually. It'll come to me. But I know it's happened plenty of times where the Rangers have been tricked. But I don't think they've ever been tricked to this magnitude. So, like I said, they trapped him. So then, Devin, he thinks about everything that's happened throughout the course of the day. And he apologizes to the team for listening to Blaze. And, and that is the point where they finally figured out, because, Blaze was not himself. So the real Blaze called Devin's phone, and he's in Japan at his competition. And that's when they realized, you're not Blaze, you're Robo Blaze. And then they realized this was all part of Evox's plan. What is Evox up to? And I was thinking the same thing, like, what is Evox up to? Evox destroyed his Giga drone, and he let the Rangers capture him? Something is off, and I can't put my finger on it. That's an interesting one, you guys. But that's gonna wrap it up for this week's episode. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment section. Please, you guys, don't spoil it for me. I know we only have 2 episodes left, but don't spoil it for me. Leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. Share this video, and until the next one, you guys, do me a solid favor. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands and wear your mask and socially distance. And until next week's episode, you guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye.